Hey Internet, I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business Extreme Edition.
We're mountain climbing today
Yes.
in the vineyards with Daniel Immich. So we're on some of your vineyards, right?
Exactly. That's the Eisbruch vineyard.
Eisbruch Vineyard in Anker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we rode this crazy monorail up to the top of the vineyard, and we're gonna taste some wine. Getting blasted by the sun. It's amazing to feel like what the grapes feel all summer long. It's pretty wild. So.
Yeah. We don't usually do 2 interviews with one person within a year, but for obvious reasons, we can make an exception here.
Yeah.
We'll cut in some good pictures of the surrounding view too.
Yeah.
And also at the end we can I shot video coming up this thing, so we can always throw that in.
Oh
at the
yeah.
end. Yeah. So.
So.
All right. So
Definitely.
what are we drinking? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So.
Yeah, I guess we should talk about the wine.
I'm so sunblasted and tired. I'm not making any sense. So.
Hey, where I have my sunglasses? So.
I know where they're for the one show where they're appropriate. We forgot them. Right.
All right.
I'm part of the Mosel Mafia today.
There we
Right
go.
on.
So yeah.
Ah.
So this is the 2013.
That's exactly. It's 2013 Alte Reben from the Vineyard. The Eisbruch where we are right now standing is part of the Vineyard, and this Alte Reben means old wines. So most of the grapes where we harvest our wine, around about some. The wines are at minimum 90 years old, up to 110, maybe 120. So the wines are planted by my great-grandfather, and the effect is because the wines are so old that you don't harvest so much, but because you don't harvest so much, the aroma is so intense and it's so full-bodied that it's not something you can do artificially, and which is really special. So.
And do you get about half the yield out of an old vine, or is it less?
It's even less.
Okay.
Sometimes you just pick maybe 1 or 2 grapes. I mean, we are standing right here. You just can see the clusters are really small.
They're tiny.
They're really tiny.
Don't die.
But I mean, if you taste them, I mean, probably right now, not right now, but maybe in a few weeks before harvest, they're really tasty and aromatic. And this is how the wine tastes. So it's really full-bodied. So it's really enjoyable. And the other thing is, sometimes being a winemaker is also being like doing some economy, because you have to run a company. But I mean, for economic reasons, is having like such old vineyards is not very economy friendly, because I mean, you don't harvest so much, and I mean, you have a lot of costs. But in the end, these wines are so much fun that we just continue with this, and it's so cool because I mean, I told you before that this vineyard was planted by my great-grandfather, and it's so cool that I still can use these grapes from the plants he planted here, and it's something unbelievable actually, and it's so cool working here. I love it. So
yeah,
awesome.
I think it's great that people keep them in, because it's so rare. I mean, there are so few places in the world that can work with vines that old, and it is a really great piece of cultural heritage. So yeah, I think it's great that you and others that keep their old vines around are preserving that. So even though the accountant probably doesn't think that's the best idea. So,
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like what we also trying to do always in our wine estate, or what I am trying to do, is like combining like tradition with the modern type of winemaking, and like always coming back to your roots, which is like my kind of idea how to live and how to run a company. And because something is old, it's not necessary just to get rid of it because it's old. So it's even far more cooler because that's more tradition and more depthness.
I agree.
I think you get a lot of just like really full, like fresh apple and pear fruit on the nose in this, kind of like with the skins, like so fresh fruit on the table.
With most of all of my wines, I'm doing a maceration time up to 12, maybe sometimes 24 hours, in order to get more fruit out of the grapes, and in the end to have more aroma. And it's also wild fermented and cold fermented.
And is that maceration time typical amongst your colleagues, or is that longer than most?
Well, for my father's generation, it wasn't that typical. So I started with when I oh, you're thirsty.
Yeah. Long hike up the hill.
Yeah. So when I took over the business in 2009, I introduced the maceration time again. So because I think it's a traditional way to do it. So and it makes the wines always richer and full more bodies. So this is the way to go. But definitely for Riesling. I mean, you do it with red wines for even longer.
Sure.
But I mean, a nice white wine, nice Riesling has even more balanced aroma in the end. So this is the way to go, I guess, for my opinion.
Yeah.
So how did you like the monorail?
It's fantastic and very stable, like you said. It was fun to really see like the motors in there too, and like that it's wheels on the teeth instead of teeth on teeth, right? So that it really is a good lock in there, and
it's a Honda engine, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Like a lawnmower engine or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's basically a lawnmower on tracks, so.
Yeah.
Chaz's cars are basically lawnmowers too.
Oh,
so.
horrible. A bit more power.
Yeah.
A small amount. So the wine is texturally very nice, like stone fruity, good sense of minerality on the finish, like the acid and sort of like wet stones or something. It's delicious though.
And
really refreshing up here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I heartily recommend. I think this pairs very well with a short walk uphill in the sun. Like, it really.
Right
really
now,
is a
I mean,
refreshing drink,
we
yeah.
have right now, it's already September, but still it is like 26, 27 degrees Celsius, which is nearly, what is it in Fahrenheit? Nearly 90.
Right now.
Wow.
It's nearly
Oh,
90.
it feels
Yeah.
less than that.
So-
There's a nice breeze, I guess. but
And
yeah.
because of the breeze,
Yeah.
and during summertime it's like 50 degrees Celsius in here, so during
Amazing.
the day, and which is when it's so hot in here, then it's not possible to work because
Yeah.
it's so hot here. So
Yeah, that's as hot as anywhere in the world, right?
yeah,
I mean, that's-
probably.
What I didn't realize about this place until I got here and talked to a few people and then saw it is that how much sun it gets off the river is
Yeah.
just remarkable. I
The
mean,
river reflects the sun. Even the rocks reflect the sun. So and it's like doubling it all the time.
Yeah,
so
Sure.
I can feel it.
um,
So pretty amazing.
So another thing about this wine is, so we included on the German original label a picture from. I mean, maybe you can put it later.
I
on
always
the
do.
notes or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah. We'll take
So
those.
the picture shows a harvest from 1921, and in the backyard, or in the back in the photo, you see exactly this vineyard here, and the woman sitting here, she's my great grandmother, and they're just taking a coffee break, whatever, from harvesting, and you probably know that 1921 was one of the best vintages ever in the Mosel, and so anyway, we still have this picture. We have all these things in our family album, and so we thought it's a good connection with like Alte Reben, old wines, and this old picture. So
It's cool.
Yeah.
Great package.
yeah, exactly. So maybe we should hit the next wine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, be careful.
Don't fall down the hill.
No.
When we finish up the video, keep a watch for it. I'm gonna pan sort of down and out, and you can see exactly what we're dealing with here.
It's too bad you don't have your GoPro. That'd be amazing to just push the GoPro down the hill.
Oh. Or do a first person point of view tasting from here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw some point of view shots in.
So, okay.
Yeah, I got it. All right.
You see, everything is kind of improvised so far. All right.
All right. Yeah.
So, what you guys are actually right now tasting is, which you haven't had before, right? 213 Eisbruch.
Okay.
So
Very fresh.
It's officially right now not released yet because we think this wine needs a bit more time to ripen in the bottle. 213 was really difficult here because we had a lot of problems with birds and wild boars in here. So the wild boars are coming into this vineyard and like eating the grapes literally. And also we had a lot of problems with like fungus and stuff, so the grapes start to rot quite early. And also like hailstorm, like 2013 was like a mess of a year when it comes to like quantity. So we harvested less than 60% than the normal vintage. But I mean, you smell the wine right now, and it's like already getting extraordinary. So I mean, it's again. I mean, what you see all those rocks here down. Like we have a lot of blue slate in here, and you can even taste the rocks in the wine. You can even smell it. It's like I love it. I mean, that's Eisbruch is my most favorite wine so far.
And it's really his trademark wine in the Oregon market. For those of you who pick up his wines through Teutonic Wine Company, the Eisbruch is definitely like that, and your Zect, I guess, are like is your main presence in the American market.
Exactly.
And you know, and really probably the wine that really first struck me out of the ones that you make too, because I think that minerality really shows fully.
Oh, it does.
And you'll hear us saying a lot as we write up notes, and from other shows we've done on this trip, we talk about a saline minerality, and I think this is different. Like this is showing. Yeah, just other earthy characters and not as much of the saline. Salty is too strong of a word, I think, but still kind of in like sea.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that's kind of minerality. I would describe it. And then it's and all like my other wines, they're wild fermented, cold fermented, and maceration time again. And no, I don't use any kinds of enzymes and any kinds of artificial stuff. So I mean, the way the wine tastes, it's just natural. So. That's the way it is. I mean, that's the way I always say it again. So, but Barnaby Tuttle is like, he's kind of like we are on the same kind of, you know, how we make wine. So, that's.
And the fruit here is so full that I would never guess that it's a Trocken wine if it didn't say it on the bottle.
Oh no, absolutely, yeah.
It's it has 7 grams RS.
Okay.
So
small amount.
Yeah. And I mean, when it comes to alcohol, I mean, Riesling should be a low alcohol wine, and this one has 12.5% of alcohol, and it's not like the Pinot Noir wines where are so heavy when it comes to alcohol, like 14 degrees. So I mean, that's the way I like it. So
also nice and refreshing in the sun.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
But
totally, it's true.
This wine's a little leaner fruited, more limes, more zest of like lemons, limes.
Yeah.
Maybe some green apple as well, young peach. But the acid is like an overtone in the whole thing. But really, like it's the sense of acidity comes from the fruit very nicely. It's delicious, very refreshing.
And I mean, it's this. I mean, you tasted the difference between the Alte Reben and this one here. So the Alte Reben is picked here, where we are standing right now, and also parts of the other group.
Okay.
And so we have another vineyard there. And the original Eisbruch is far more down to the river. So, and the wines are down there are between 50 to 70 years old. I mean, which is also kind of an extraordinary age, but not so old as the wines up here. So, and I mean, you just see this, you just taste the difference. I mean, the grapes were nearly harvested at the same time, like maybe there's 2 days between them when we harvested them. But still, I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, that's the old wines and the newer wines. So.
Yeah, the Alte Reben is kind of a little fleshier, a little more open right now. This is a little more focused, a little leaner, a little edgy or nervous, right? Like it's got a little bit of tension, but tasty. So
the thing is with wines from here, because we have so much slate in the soil, the wines from us need, because the way I make wine, wine needs time to develop in the bottle. And I mean, you can see it right now. I mean, this wine is already extraordinary, but it will be in 1 year. It will be even better. And it's just because it's so much slate in here, and it just needs time. I mean, wine is such a nice, beautiful, natural product that it just needs time to ripen. So
awesome. Oh.
So do most of your friends appreciate older wines, or do they still want to drink? They still want to drink the young wines.
It's funny because most of the time the average German consumer would not enjoy an older wine. It's like the old wines we have, like we exported these, like the 88 Auslese or 89 Auslese. Most of the time we sell these to America. American market seems to be appreciate these old wines more than the German markets do. I mean, still there are a lot of people here who enjoy old wines, but not so much anymore. I mean, like the younger generations, they don't know how to handle an old wine, and sometimes the people are used to like the discount stuff, like which is like, you know, the not so good wines. And then they think if these wines are like 1 or 2 years old, I mean, they are just for the trash.
Right.
So but if you have a handmade Riesling or handmade wine, then it's, I mean, these wines are I mean, made to be like not forever, but maybe forever, but for a long time. And normally we say like the dry wines we have, they are really good up to 7 to 8, 9 years maybe.
Okay.
And when it comes to like the medium dry wines, they are good for like up to 15 years, maybe 20. And when it comes to sweeter wines, they're up to like 30, 40, 50 years. So this is really fun stuff. So
Yeah, definitely.
all right. So, as I said before, probably we're gonna try medium dry wine now.